It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your Prep Insider CIF San Diego section football game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Welcome, everybody, to Excalibur Field at San Marcos High School for tonight's bout. The battle for North County begins between the Carlsbad Lancers and the San Marcos Knights. Inside the press box, my name is Jonathan Rifkin. Delighted to be with you for what promises to be a really fun evening of football. San Marcos and Carlsbad duking it out for the first time here in the 2021 season. An Avocado League matchup awaits us. Carlsbad coming into today at 1-0. They won last week, absolutely blowing out Torrey Pines 42-0. On the other side for San Marcos, well, they're 2-0. Two big wins. The first was against the Costa Canyon in Avocado League play. The other was against Coach Hines and Coronado right here on this field a week ago. They won that one 38-7, but this will be a test of all tests here for San Marcos. Carlsbad, of course, the last time we saw them prior to this season, they lost to Helix 24-21 in the Open Division CIF San Diego section championship. Looking for a repeat in the regular season here, but it's not going to be easy. Two phenomenal quarterbacks here tonight. Aiden Sayin, the Penn commit, will be going up against Carter Schultz, who has exploded onto the scene here in the first two games of the season. Which quarterback will have the edge? Well, only time will tell. We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds away from kickoff. We're going to step away for the national anthem. But first, we want to thank Mission Federal Credit Union. Mission Fed Credit Union is a proud partner of the CIF San Diego section. Mission Fed Credit Union is the largest San Diego member-owned non-for-profit full-service institution exclusively serving the San Diego community. Banking at Mission Fed means doing good for the San Diego community by putting money back into the community through supporting and helping hundreds of local nonprofit organizations. Tonight, audio-only stream is our football game of the week, and I cannot wait to get started. San Marcos, Carlsbad on the other side of this timeout. Kickoff next. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section football game of the week. Back in a moment. Full moon greets us overhead as we greet you back in here inside Excalibur Field. Welcome everybody back to San Marcos High School. Jonathan Rifkin with you for our Prep Insider CIF San Diego section football game of the week. San Marcos taking on Carlsbad in an Avocado League matchup, and it is going to be a battle. Two teams looking to gain an edge here in the 2021 season. San Marcos with a little bit of momentum, beating La Costa Canyon in week 1, 9-7, coming off of a big win last week in the 38-7 bout against Coronado right here on this field. This is the third straight home game for the Knights out of San Marcos. On the other side, this is the first of two road games for Carlsbad. Last week, a 42-0 absolute blowout of Torrey Pines, and we are ready to go. San Marcos won the toss. They elect to receive. Carlsbad in their all whites with purple numbers and letters on the front and back, purple helmets and gray pants. San Marcos in their dark blues with silver letters and numbers on the front and back, dark blue helmets and white pants. The kick is up into the end zone. Touchback from the 20-yard line is where San Marcos will begin their first possession here tonight. 12 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter, and we are ready for some football. The first ever broadcast here for Prep Insider as the official audio broadcasting partner of the San Diego section. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy Friday night schedules to share this experience with us, no matter how you're listening or where you're listening to the game. All of us here at San Marcos High School, Prep Insider, and the CIF San Diego section appreciate you making us part of your Friday night plans. All right, ready to go. In the shotgun, it's Carter Schultz. He's going to hand it off to Vano, Caden Vano, the phenomenal running back here, and he gets about a yard on the opening carry along the left hash mark. So far in the season, Caden Vano, has led all of the offense here for San Marcos. 41 carries, 255 yards, and 2 touchdowns so far on the season. That's in 2 games played. Pistol formation here. Schultz hands it off. Vano bounces left, now cuts right, but he gets wrapped up out near the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. It's going to be 3rd and long here for San Marcos on the opening drive. Vano did have a 100-yard game last week. He's averaging 127.5 yards per game throughout the first 2 games. 6.2 yards per carry. That's amongst the best in the San Diego section. No offers yet, looking to get some here as the junior has a bright future ahead of him. In the pistol, Schultz play action, tries to find a man up. No, incomplete. The pass was long, but a pass interference as yellow laundry flies across the field. The pass was intended for Ty Clark, number 23, the 5'10 junior. Apologize for the technical difficulty. We're back, though. Don't worry. You didn't miss any play besides a completion for 15 yards up across the 50-yard line to the 45-yard line from Carter Schultz to his number 1 receiver in Trey Bradford, the 5'10 senior. In the shotgun, now Schultz has a man on the move. That's Michael McDarris from left to right. Hands it off on the jet sweep to McDarris. Cuts left, spins right, and he's carried down by the scrum back at the 45. No gain on the jet sweep attempts. Basically what happened was in the shotgun, Schultz put McDarris into motion from right to left. McDarris stopped in the middle right near the quarterback. Ball was hiked, handed off to McDarris, ran up the middle for no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 here for San Marcos. 9:30 and counting. Opening quarter, no score on the opening drive of the game. Offset I formation. Schultz fakes the handoff, rolls right, has a man on the near side. That's Dominic Zaboyan. All the way across the 35, down at the 33-yard line. That's a 12-yard pitch and catch for a first down for San Marcos. And folks, a lot of people are sleeping on this Knights team. San Marcos is very well coached, announced in his 2nd season by Derek Stank, the head football coach here for San Marcos. 6-7 all time in his 2 seasons, looking to get back up to 500 for the Knights. Schultz decides to keep it on the option and gets absolutely pummeled in the backfield. A big loss on the play out near the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Coming in for the Carlsbad sack was Christian Sarum, the 6'2 junior, 230 pounds, playing left linebacker here tonight. Big loss makes it 3rd and about 14. Schultz in the pistol. And that's the big thing here for Carlsbad. They have a phenomenal defensive line. They're playing a 4-3 defense, cover 1 set. Schultz play action, rolls left, has a man up the field. It's caught out near the 25-yard line. That's Trey Bradford on the 13-yard comeback route. He was in man coverage, covered by Tyler Nolt, the 6'2 senior, and he's just a hair shy of that first down marker. And they're going to go for it here. 3rd and short. 3rd and about 3 for San Marcos. No score, 7:50 and counting. Schultz in the pistol. Vano out behind him. Hands it off to Vano. Bounces left. Has some space. And he gets the first down and some change out across the 20, down at the 18-yard line. Run of 7 for the first down. That's how dynamic the San Marcos offense is. Not only will they get you with the phenomenal quarterback play of Carter Schultz, who comes into today for 21 for 46 for 222 yards. They have a plethora of running backs as well. Now in the backfield. Nope, still Caden Vano out there. Out of the shotgun, he gets the handoff. Jukes out a defender, tries to fight forward, but he's wrapped up by a trio of white jerseys out on the front line. Braden Watts led that charge. Came out of the DB slot, blitzing on the play. And no gain will make it 2nd and 10 here. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Shotgun snap. Schultz takes a step back, throws to the end zone, and it's overthrown here. Intended for Dominic Zaboyan. Phenomenal tight end. Incomplete, goes just about a yard shy of his grasp. 3rd and 10 from the 18. San Marcos replacing 5 notable seniors from last season. Of course, none more than Jalen Boehner, the 3-star who went to San Jose State. And wide receiver Maverick Martin, the 2-star who went to University of San Diego. Some big holes to fill here for San Marcos, looking to get on the board. 3rd and 10. The dump down to Vano from Schultz, and he's immediately met back at the line of scrimmage. A great defensive effort by Braden Watts once again for Carlsbad. Stifles the star running back on the screen pass. Got about 3 on the play, make it 4th and about 7. Ball at the 15-yard line. And it looks like San Marcos will elect to kick the field goal. The holder is Trey Bradford, and the kicker is Evan Vanderhey. 6-foot senior, has yet to miss here this season. The kick is up, and it is through. 3-0. San Marcos leads here. 6:14 to play, opening quarter. And it was a very well-executed opening possession. Carlsbad had a pass interference back at the 30-yard line in San Marcos territory. Moved the ball up for a first down. San Marcos back-to-back first down plays. The RPO working in effect, but Carlsbad's defense really clamped down there in the red zone and limited the damage to just a field goal. 3-0, 6:14 is where the clock stops here in the first quarter. Want to take a moment to recognize Scorebook Live. Scorebook Live is the official digital content partner of the CIF and your destination for following all of your favorite teams and players. Head to scorebooklive.com for scores, live play-by-play, and more. Big thanks to Scorebook Live. 3-0 here early on. And for Carlsbad and veteran head coach Thad McNeil looking to respond on the ensuing possession in its 10th season, comes into the night with 60 wins, 47 losses, and a 23-23 Avocado League record. The kick is taken just shy of the end zone by Maslow Norwood, the 5'9 senior. Norwood jukes left, goes right out near the 30, picks up a block. Now at the 35, across to the 40, down near the 42. He's finally pushed out for a 39-yard return. Clock stops at 6 minutes to go. 3-0 opening quarter here. Sun officially has set. All natural lighting coming from the full moon overhead. And, of course, the big stadium lights. Nice crowd on hand on the far side. Carlsbad, of course, social distancing practices in effect. But the stadium seats about half filled on both sides. San Marcos, a phenomenal showing here on the near side. Ready to go. It's Aiden Sayin, the Penn commit. Ready to play some FCS football next season. Hands it off on the opening play, though, and it goes for about 5 yards. And for Sayin, coming into today, he had 10 completions on 15 attempts last week, 145 yards, and only 1 touchdown. But they didn't need him against Torrey Pines last week in the 42-0 victory. It was really the running attack that gave Torrey Pines fits. On the snap, it's a toss back. This one is taken by Norwood. Norwood finds a hole, gets wrapped up, though, across the 45, down at the 40 in opponent territory. Norwood now 2 carries. That was enough for a first down on the 15-yard run. And you got to be careful of Maslow Norwood. Last week, 7 for 24 and only 1 touchdown. But again, in last week's game, Carlsbad only threw the ball 18 times. They ran the ball 18 times. Talk about a balanced attack for Coach McNeil here, and I expect to see the same. In the pistol is Sayin. Norwood out behind him. 3 wide receivers, 1 to his left, 2 to his right in a stack formation. Sayin takes the snap. It's a screen pass to his right. Tyler Nolte is the wide receiver. Spun around a couple of times before he's finally taken down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the wide receiver screen pass. It'll be 2nd and 4. That screen pass, a really good way to get through the stout San Marcos defense. They're playing man. So when you get a couple of blocks up front, opens up the space, and a great run by Tyler Nolte to advance that ball. 2nd and 4, shotgun formation for Sayin. One of the best in the business here in San Diego. Has a wide receiver in motion. It's a little jet sweep to Josh Davis. Davis runs the corner, gets around to the 30, down at the 28. That was enough for a first down on the 7-yard jet sweep. Those jet sweeps, folks, let me tell you, they keep your defense on the heels because what you're doing is you're basically anticipating either the quarterback keeping it or the wide receiver carrying it. And if you choose wrong, if you guess wrong, if you will, if your linebacker says he's keeping it and he's not, you're throwing the entire defense off pace, and right there, that's exactly what happened. 5 wide set here for Aiden Sayin. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Nobody in the backfield. He's all alone. Gets a screen pass out to the right side. It's Nolte once again. Nolte turns on the Jets, beats a defender, and finds himself into the end zone. 28-yard touchdown reception for Tyler Nolte. And Carlsbad strikes here on their opening drive at 6-3, pending the extra point. Nolte went 3 for 58 last week, 2nd in receiving yards, but tied for most receptions on the team against Torrey Pines. They're ready to attempt the kick here. Is Aaron Harris. Harris, the 6-foot senior, only missed a handful last season. This one, though, splits the uprights perfectly. It's 7-3, 3:45 to go here. Opening quarter. That drive lasted all of 2 minutes and 15 seconds for Carlsbad. That was a really well-executed drive. A couple of screen passes, only ran the ball twice. Both were productive runs. They did not go backwards in any of those plays. They did not incomplete a pass. So if you want to talk about a flawless opening drive for Coach Thad McNeil, that was it. Doesn't get much better than that. 7-3, 3:45 to go here in the opening quarter, and the fans are lively. Football is back, folks. I know we're in week 2 or 3, depending on what school you're paying attention to, but each week is a blessing. I think we all recognize that, and you could just feel the energy from these student athletes on the field. They've been waiting for over a year, and finally, it's time to play some football. Kickoff taken just shy of the end zone, out across the 20. Ball is fumbled, and there is a scrum for it. The kick returner was Tyler Nolte, who did have that touchdown catch for Carlsbad. And we're awaiting here the word on the scrum, and it is, I believe, Carlsbad football. The official pointed towards the Carlsbad end zone, but the San Marcos fans, oh, excuse me, no, I take that back. It's San Marcos football. My mistake on the misinterpretation. So San Marcos retained the fumble, and they have the ball at the 25-yard line. So they get 5 yards as opposed to getting a touchback. Decent field position here, and Carter Schultz leads his offense back out there in the shotgun, ball in the right hash. They're going from left to right on the dial. This one's a keeper. Schultz takes it for about 2 yards. He's taken down, but a late flag is thrown out of the backfield. By the way, Jake Hackett was in the backfield with Schultz as running back. No Von O on that play. And we await the call. Personal foul, face mask on Carlsbad. That's 15 yards and a first down. Only 2 flags so far here in the game, a pass interference and a face mask, both against the Lancers. The last time these two teams matched up, it was a season ago. San Marcos unfortunately lost that one. They're 1-3 since 2016 against Carlsbad. They lost in 2016, 18, and 19. They did win in 2017, however, of course, when Miles Hastings had 353 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Von O takes the handoff out of the snap, carries it for about 5 yards out across the 45 to the 46. 2nd and 4 here for San Marcos and the offense. Of course, Hastings went on to play at UC Davis, representing the San Marcos Knights. 2:56, the clock continues to roll on here. Opening quarter, 7-3, Carlsbad leads. Pistol formation, 4 receivers set. Von O lined up right behind the quarterback Schultz. This time, Schultz rolls out left. Blitz is coming, needs to get out of harm's way, dives forward and tries to salvage a couple of yards. He gets about 2 out of it. Was chased by Barrett Brennan, the linebacker, 6'3", 210 pounds. If Brennan was chasing me, I'd be running for my life too. I understand why Schultz elected to roll out and just dive forward, limiting the damage done. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 here for San Marcos and the offense. 7-3, 2:10 and counting here, opening quarter. Carter Schultz, only 3 passing attempts so far. Does have a completion. In the pistol, it's a handoff to Von O on 3rd and 4, and he is absolutely stuffed by a very stout Carlsbad defensive line. No gain on the play. 4th and 4 now for San Marcos, and it looks like the punting unit will be sent out. Earlier, during the junior varsity game, I was on the sidelines talking with some coaches. I was talking to the freshman coach for San Marcos, and he was looking at the Carlsbad varsity linemen, and he was like, holy cow, we'll say. Those are some big boys. Where did they pick those guys up from? And he made a joke that they're transfers from Mater Dei up in Santa Ana, because The defensive line for Carlsbad, they are absolutely jacked and a very stout and well-coached squad as well. The punt is taken out near the 20. Fair catch is called by Maslow Norwood, and Carlsbad will have possession. At the 22-yard line is the official spot. 7-3, the score remains. 1:12 here, opening quarter. Gives us a moment to thank the LA Chargers fans as champions for football at all levels. The Chargers are proud to support CIF athletics. Learn more about the Chargers' work throughout the community in Southern California at chargers.com/community. All right, out of the punt break, Aiden Sayin coming back out for his second drive of the game. He lines up in the single back. Maslow Norwood takes the handoff, bounces left, finds a hole, cuts right. One guy at a beat. He's across the 50, the 30, trying to win the foot race to the end zone. The dive, and he's taken down at the 3. That was a heck of a defensive effort by Keanu Hatcher, the 5'7" defensive back. And he saves a touchdown. It was a 84-yard run by Maslow Norwood. That guy can fly. But again, an amazing chase down by Keanu Hatcher. Nonetheless, it's 1st and goal from the 4, they're saying here, for Carlsbad after the long run. 7-3, the score remains. 40 seconds to go, opening quarter. I formation now. Norwood in the backfield. Aiden Sayin takes the snap. Keatson himself cuts right, but he is stuffed on a goal line stand by Carlsbad, or rather San Marcos' front 7. Great jump there from the linebackers. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Makes it 2nd and goal from the 2 now. Goal line stands are always, to me, the most impressive plays in football. Of course, USC made that a staple in the mid-2000s with their linebacking crew. This is a toss to the right, but a false start. It will be called. Norwood did get into the end zone, but they blew the play dead prior. False start on the defense. So that'll be half the distance to the goal. It's a neutral zone infraction, rather, not a false start. Half the distance to the goal. And the clock runs out. So that's the end of the first quarter. Sort of a lackluster ending after an exciting, really 11 minutes and 59 seconds, if you will. At the end of 1, 7-3. Carlsbad leads San Marcos. They'll have the ball 2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line, we'll call it. But it's really somewhere in between the 1-yard line and the pay dirt. Gives us an opportunity to thank East Bay. East Bay is the official athletic retail partner of the CIF and home to all your game day needs with a wide selection of high-performance athletic apparel and shoes. East Bay will make sure you're ready to dominate the day. Head to eastbay.com today to find your fit. And also go the Kokolski Brothers. Get your official CIF San Diego section championship gear from the Kokolski Brothers at all of this year's championship events. Shirts, sweats, sweatshirts, and much more are available. Thank you to the Kokolski Brothers. All right, we flip sides here. Gives us an opportunity to get you acquainted with both these teams. Coming into tonight, San Marcos at 2-0. They hold, these are all Max Preps rankings, by the way. Everybody has their own rankings, but there is a computer algorithm that ranks these teams on Max Preps. That's the rankings that we use here on the broadcast. San Marcos comes into tonight at 13th in the San Diego section, 10th in Division I, and 98th in the state of California. The Carlsbad Lancers at 1-0 on the season, coming at 3rd in the San Diego section, 21st in the state, and 3rd in D1. The field is flipped, and we're ready to go here in the second quarter. It's 2nd and goal from the 1 here. Handoff to the fullback, untouched. He dives in. Touchdown, Carlsbad. Michael Ryan, 5'10", 185-pound defensive back, untouched. Flips into the end zone, 13-3. Carlsbad leads, pending the extra point. Aaron Harris out to kick the extra point. The holder here for Carlsbad is Julian Sayin, the younger brother and backup quarterback to the starter, Aiden Sayin. Kick is up and good. 14-3, Carlsbad leads here. Only 3 seconds in to the second quarter. They led 7-3 after 1. Both teams with a handful of recruits. Carlsbad, of course, Aiden Sayin, committed to play at Penn in the fall. So not only a phenomenal quarterback, but an incredibly intelligent young student as well. Dylan Schmidt, the senior outside tackle, well, he has offers as a 3-star from the University of Colorado Boulder, UCF. He has interest from Oregon, UCLA, and USC. And then Michael Ryan is committed to Pomona Pitzer for Carlsbad. San Marcos has a handful of talented athletes. Nobody currently committed to play football at the Division I level post-grad, but I promise you, if they keep this pace up by the end of the season, there's going to be a number of guys from the Knights headed to the next level. Ready to go on the ensuing kickoff. It's taken on the far side by San Marcos' Michael McDarris. Out across the 25, gets a block, and he's finally taken down just shy of the 30. Official spot at the 30, and that's where San Marcos' offense will retain possession here. Just a reminder, this is the penultimate day of a long week of broadcasts here for the Prep Insider crew. Started on Tuesday back at Mount Miguel for some basketball. They beat Helix. Yesterday we were at La Jolla Country Day. They beat Troy in girls basketball against Troy from Fullerton. Here tonight, San Marcos and Carlsbad. And tomorrow, our weekend concludes with a doubleheader at Oceanside, 5:30 and 7:30. The girls and boys teams take on Mission Hills in what will be a fun battle. 11:49 to go here, second quarter, 14-3, San Marcos in possession. Schultz rolls left, has a receiver, but a beautiful bump by Paolo Barak. 5'10 defensive back. That will go for a loss on the play. Loss of about 1. The receiver was Dominic Zaboyan, the 6'3 senior here for San Marcos. 2nd and 10. They're going to say that forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage. Clock stops, 11:20 and counting. And Schultz in the shotgun calls out the play. 4 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. In the backfield behind him is Vano. Guy on the move. Schultz, pocket collapses, fakes it, and has to throw it down to the ground as the blitz came. Pressuring the pocket was Barrett Brennan, 6'3 junior linebacker. And this offensive line for San Marcos isn't giving Schultz a ton of time. We are seeing a flag flying, and I assume it's going to be intentional grounding. Schultz said he got out of the pocket, though. There was no receiver in the area, and we're about to get the official call here. I never see intentional grounding except for when I'm playing Madden, and indeed it is intentional grounding here on San Marcos' quarterback, Carter Schultz. That's going to be a loss of a down and 10 yards on the play. Actually, excuse me, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So the ball is all the way back at the 15. The line to gain is the 40. Defense showing blitz here. Schultz in the pistol. And a delay in action as the team turns to the near sideline, awaiting the call from Coach Derek Stank. 4 wide here out of the pistol. Schultz, as the defense shows blitz, here they come. Schultz, 3-step drop, looks up the middle, has a receiver just through the arms of Dominic Zaboyan out of the slot. 4th and long now in the punting unit will come out here for San Marcos. 3 and out for San Marcos' offense. All 3 times the defense blitzed, forced Schultz into a bad situation. And we will see a punt now. The second punt of the day for San Marcos. Brendan Nayland, 5'11 junior, out there to boot this one away, just towing the dirt between the 1-yard line and the end zone. Snap is good. Punt is up, taken near the 50. No, it's going to bounce across the 50. And San Marcos will touch it down. 10:45 to play here, third quarter. 14-3. score remains as Carlsbad retains possession here. And whistles blow. The JV team earlier tonight for San Marcos had a really nice opportunity. They were down 14-6 against Carlsbad late in the game. Scored with about 30 seconds left on the 2-point conversion. They got it, but the officials called offensive pass interference off the ball, so they had to replay the try. They did not get it. They ended up losing 14-12 in a devastating loss. It was really tough. I'm going to keep my personal take about whether or not it was offensive pass interference out of it, but nonetheless, I mean, they were right there, that JV game. What a fun way to kick off Football Friday here at San Marcos. All right, ready to go. Under center in the single back formation is Aiden Sane. 3 wide receivers to his left. Naslo Norwood behind him. Ball at the 50. It's a play action. Screen pass on the far side to Josh Davis. Davis from right to left. It's a foot race now. At the 20, Davis has one man to beat. At the 10, and he's a shoestring tackle away from a touchdown. But a great job by a tandem of San Marcos defensive backs to catch him. Nonetheless, it'll be first and goal from the 5 after the 45-yard catch by Josh Davis on the wide receiver screen pass. That's the scary thing here for Carlsbad is not only do they have a phenomenal quarterback, but they have a darn good wide receiving core as well. Of course, replacing one of their best from a season ago in Cole Wright, who's at BYU. First and goal from the 5. 14-3, the score remains. Carlsbad in possession of the lead and the football in the I formation. Snap, handoff, and touchdown Carlsbad. It was Christian Sarum, tight end turned running back on that play. 6'2", 230 pounds, bullied his way into the end zone, penning the extra point. 20-3. Carlsbad leads San Marcos. Norwood took a seat. In came Sarum and got the job done. That, of course, was set up by the 45-yard reception by Josh Davis. Out to kick the extra point is Aaron Harris. Hold is good, kick is up, and with plenty of leg under it, it's through. 21-3, San Marcos, who went up 3-0 on the opening drive, has been held over since, and Carlsbad has scored 3 straight touchdowns. 10:28 to go here, third quarter. Gives us an opportunity to thank Aventis Health, folks. Aventis Health congratulates all CIF student athletes, their schools, and supporting communities for their achievements. Your strength inspires us to do more than practice medicine. You inspire us to transform lives. Aventis Health, the official healthcare partner of the CIF, together inspired. And in a year unlike any other, Aventis Health reminds us to stay together. And we want to tip our caps to all the healthcare workers fighting on the front lines during this pandemic to make sure that the rest of us can have a semblance of normalcy. Sports being one of that for these young students here on the football field. Free kick out of bounds by Carlsbad, which is a gift to San Marcos, so they'll have favorable field position on their 4th drive. A field goal, 2 punts, and I guess this is now their 4th drive. Carlsbad has 3 touchdowns on their 3 drives. No turnovers, only 2 flags, both by Carlsbad's defense back in the first quarter. And as they set things up, we want to thank E-Team sponsor, the California Interscholastic Federation's official crowdfunding partner. They provide schools with an innovative fundraising platform to engage your entire community via many modes of communication throughout social media and email. Help support any and all of your programs you have at your school. All right, ready to go. Out of the timeout, 10:28 to play here in the second quarter, 21-3. Schultz hands it off to Von No from left to right on the right hash. Tries to cut up the A-gap, but gets wrapped up after a 2-yard gain. Tackle goes to Barrett Brennan, who just scored the touchdown for Carlsbad on their last possession. So Double duty here for Brennan. Gets a touchdown and has a couple of tackles to his evening so far. 10 minutes to play here, second quarter. 21-3, Carlsbad leads. Schmidt, shotgun. Has guy up the field, and it's caught across the 50 on the far side. That's a first down and some change. Great job on the comeback route by Dominic Zaboyan. And that's a first down here for San Marcos, just their third first down here of the game. Ball spotted at the 47 in Carlsbad territory. Third completion so far tonight for Carter Schultz. Just a junior for this program, displays a heck of maturity, keeps the ball in the option, rushes forward out to the 45, a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd and 5. Check that, 3rd and 7, we'll call it. After the keeper, 21-3 score remains. 9 minutes to play here, second quarter. The RPO has been prevalent for San Marcos, but that front seven for Carlsbad, that's probably been the most dynamic part of this game so far. Schultz, shotgun, pass incomplete. Up the seam was Dominic Zaboyan. It bounced off of his shoulder. It was actually a very good pass. Zaboyan didn't make his turn in time to make the catch. That'll set up 3rd and 7. Schultz doing a better job getting the ball out quicker than we saw back in that first quarter. He's been rushed almost every time he's gone back to pass. Not a lot of time in the pocket. Carlsbad is really blitzing. They're playing a 3-4 defense, but 2 of their linebackers come up to blitz, and that's what they're showing right here. 3rd and 7. Shotgun here. Schultz, pressure comes up the middle, has a receiver in Zaboyan, but it's overthrown, incomplete. And check that. That wasn't Zaboyan. That was the running back, Caden Vano, on the incompletion. Just a tad overthrown on the running back seam route. And unfortunately, Vano was wide open. I mean, he probably had 10 or 15 yards of green in front of him. So instead, it'll be 4th and 7 and another punting situation for the Knights. 8:52 is where the clock stops here. Second quarter, 21-3, Carlsbad leads. We'll see what they do with the ball back. It's going to be Brendan Nayland, the 5'11 junior, punting this one away. Punt out, taken near the 12 by Norwood. Norwood gets a block, cuts left, out across the 40, and that's where he's finally pushed out. 22-yard return for Maslow, Norwood, and Carlsbad. With 8:40 to go here, everybody go download the CIF Sports 365 app while you have some time. It's a mobile app for Apple and Android, and it connects you to all your favorite teams with access to schedules, rosters, scores, statistics, and more. Never miss a moment with CIF Sports 365. You can listen to our broadcast even on the CIF Sports 365 app if you're on the go. And, of course, we want to thank the San Diego section, just announcing Prep Insider is the official audio broadcasting sponsor of the section. So this is technically now our first game, our first live broadcast as the official partner of the section. With that being said, though, we've done a lot up to this point over the last 3 weeks. Many more games to come. After the punt, 5 wide set, Sayan finds a wide receiver streaking up the middle. It's caught out across the 50 and finally down at the 44-yard line. Tyler Nolte on the reception here is about 22 yards on the slant. That moves the chains. First down, Carlsbad into opponent territory. Clock continues to tick on here at 8:20 in the second quarter to go. 21-3 score remains. Carlsbad's offense has been dynamic tonight. Only 1 incompletion for Sayan so far. 4 wide, shotgun formation. Defense shows a 4-3 man-on-man coverage. Jet sweep from right to left. It's handed off to Moore. Matthew Moore jukes left, out across the 40. Flag is thrown, and he's down to the 38. 6-yard rush for the 5'9 junior on the jet sweep. We'll check that flag, though. It came in after the play on the far side. Michael Medeiros on the tackle for San Marcos, and we're ready for the flag call. Personal foul against Carlsbad. It was illegal hands to the face on a block. That negates the play, and because it's a first personal foul, Carlsbad is going to have a heck of a drive here to go on first down. The line to gain is the 34, and the discussion now between the officials on where to spot the ball, because remember, personal fouls, folks, are spot fouls. So it's from the spot of the foul, the 15 yards is tacked on. And they said it was illegal hands to the face on Carlsbad. Now, it also could be a miscall because typically that goes against the defense as either a face mask or somebody poking through that face mask. And we're actually about to get a call correction, I believe. We are getting a call correction, and it does go against San Marcos. So initially it was against Carlsbad. After discussion, the official backtracked, and this one goes against San Marcos. So instead of a 15-yard loss spot foul, it's a 15-yard gain. So that ball goes all the way up to the 28-yard line for Carlsbad. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28 in San Marcos territory for the Lancers. 21-3, they still lead. 7:58 to go. After the first quarter, which probably lasted about 15 minutes, one of the quickest quarters of football that you'll ever see, this one is taking quite a bit of time with all the flags, the miscues officiating-wise, and just the substitutions overall. But we're back to football. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Ball is on the left hash mark. 3 wide receivers to the right of Aiden Sayin, 1 lone wide receiver to his left. Maslow Norwood lined up to his left in the shotgun. 7:50 and counting here. Second quarter, low snap. Sayin gets it. Blitz comes, finds a guy up the middle. It's caught by Michael Ryan out across the 15, taken down at the 10. Keanu Hatcher, 5'7" defensive back for San Marcos on the tackle. Nonetheless, a big gain, 17 yards. Michael Ryan uncovered. Sayin found him. And it's 1st and goal from the 10. Sayin dumps it to Norwood out of the backfield, and he'll glide in uncontested for the Carlsbad touchdown. 4 drives, 4 touchdown trips for Carlsbad here, and with 7:14 to play in the second quarter, they're up 27-9, pending the extra point. Rather, 27-3. They put the score, they actually gave the score to San Marcos on the board. Now it's 27-0. There we go, 27-3, pending the extra point. We all can do math enough to understand the score. Well, I can't. That's why I have this job, and I ask other people to keep the stats for me. Nonetheless, Aaron Harris out here to kick the extra point for Carlsbad, and indeed he does. 28-3, Carlsbad showing electricity on the offense. They've scored on all 4 of their drives. They're on a 28-0 run with 7:14 to play here in the second quarter. And folks, remember, the CIF rules dictate that if you're up by 35 going into the fourth quarter, it is a running clock. It'll only stop for injuries and timeouts. Of course, we are far away from that happening right now early in the second quarter. Aaron Harris setting that ball down, gives us an opportunity to thank Gatorade. Gatorade, for the athletes who move the game forward. We're creating the field to get you there. Test in the lab, prove it on the field. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel. Thank you to Gatorade, the official sports fuel of the CIF San Diego section. And to the tune of Sweet Caroline, I want to sing along, but I also don't want to lose all of our listeners here on the broadcast. So I'll let you at home sing along. And we are ready to kick. Aaron Harris kicks this one up. It bounces at the 15, taken on the far side by Michael Medeiros. And Medeiros finds a hole for San Marcos, curls up to the 30 where he's taken down. Nice return of 25 yards. San Marcos offense regains possession from the 30-yard line. Want to remind you, that Nike is the official footwear, apparel, and uniform provider of the CIF. Nike is proud to support student athletes of the CIF. Life is a sport, make it count. I love that line. All of us are athletes in our own right. 7:05 to go here, second quarter. San Marcos back on offense, trailing 28-3. We'll see if Carter Schultz can get a little bit more time in the pocket. The problem being down so much now is that you don't have an opportunity to feed Caden Vano, the phenomenal running back, because you're playing down. Oh, what a throw and catch up the middle. Down at the 40, out of the shotgun. Trey Bradford came flying down the seam, and that is the longest play from scrimmage of the day for San Marcos. It's a first down across an opponent's territory at the 42-yard line. 38 yards on the pitch and catch from Carter Schultz to Trey Bradford. Bradford, 5'10", 180-pound senior, very speedy. I was watching him practice receive punts earlier today, and he is just fantastic. Schultz on the snap, overthrows his slot receiver here, DJ Hodson, 5'6" junior, incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10 here from the 38-yard line. Rather, from the 41-yard line. 28-3, 6:36 to go. Second quarter. And San Marcos, with a little bit more time in the pocket for Carter Schultz, they're letting him unleash that arm. And what an arm he has. At 6'3", has a ton of power, able to set his feet well. This time it's a handoff, though, to Vano from right to left. Vano cuts up towards the 40, and they're going to say he is down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run, 3rd and 10. It's really tough on 2nd down and 10 to run the ball against a defensive line that is blitzing every single time. And when you run out of the shotgun, what you're doing is you're actually giving the defensive line 2 extra yards of leeway. Now a flag comes in late. It's a personal foul, late hit against Carlsbad. And that'll move the chains here. So from nothing to something here for San Marcos' offense. They have the ball 1st and 10, and it's spotted at the 27-yard line. And a timeout taken by Carlsbad here with 6:29 to play in the second quarter. 28-3, Lancers lead at the timeout. Gives us an opportunity to thank the CCPOA. The California Correctional Peace Officers Association is a statewide contributing partner. The CCPOA has 30,000 members, and along with their families, they support a brighter future, both present day and tomorrow, for California's student athletes. So both these teams are placing a handful of notable players on Carlsbad. Remember, they lost in the open division last year to Helix 24-21. They beat Cathedral, who was the favorite in the San Diego section in the opening round. They departed John Harrison, who's at San Diego State, a phenomenal outside tackle. One of their linebackers, Kyle Vasso, who's at BYU. Of course, one of their stellar defensive backs, Noah Vela, who walked on at ASU, and their wide receiver, Cole Wright, who's at Boise State, and Dylan Quinn at the University of San Diego. So a lot of guys that they had to replace, but it doesn't look like Carlsbad has missed a step. Out of the timeout, Schultz in the shotgun, gets tripped up, rolling right, and he is eaten up in the backfield. Out across the 40 on the sack for Carlsbad was Drake Miller, 225-pound, 6'3" senior defensive lineman, smothering the quarterback for a big loss on the play. Ball's back at the 41-yard line. Line of scrimmage at the 27. Line to gain the 17. Second and very long here for the San Marcos offense. Trailing 28-3, 5:50 and counting here, second quarter. In the shotgun is Schultz, 4 wide. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Rolls out left on the snap, being chased down. Schultz has to get rid of it. Floats it up and out of play prior to getting hit. On the pressure was the tandem of Dominic Marin and Anthony Forelli for Carlsbad. Third and very long. Third and 22 by my calculation here for the offense. San Marcos had a very nice play earlier a 35-yard pitch and catch. And we'll see here if Schultz in a 5-wide shotgun formation has another one in him. Gets a block, looks up the middle, has a receiver, but just out of range of Michael McDarris. And that's 4th and 22 now. I assume we'll see another punt by San Marcos, though the offense looks like they're staying out there. Trailing 28-3. Coach Derek Stink in his second season, after some conversation, has elected to send out the punt unit. Of course, Stink, though, he was one of the most successful coaches in New Hampshire state history. Spent 12 seasons at Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire. He led the Bulldogs to 2 undefeated Division I championships at the state level and had a 4-year record of 39-6 as the head coach. That's pretty impressive. The punt is left short here from San Marcos. It rolls all the way out to the 12 where it is tapped down. And so not a bad punt, actually, by Brendan Nalen and the Knights, pinning Carlsbad deep into their own territory here with 5:24 to play in the first half. 28-3, the score remains. Carlsbad opened up the game on their opening drive, going 72 yards, ended up kicking a field goal, went up 3-0. But since then, 4 punts on their previous 4 drives, or their ensuing 4 drives after the field goal. Carlsbad has scored on all of their drives. Back out there, Aiden Sayin. Norwood lined up next to him. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Defense shows blitz. It's a handoff to Norwood. Runs left, picks up a block. Out across the 20, toes the line, and he's finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 8-yard run for Maslow Norwood. Another productive run from the senior running back. One of the fastest guys I have seen in the San Diego section, showing off the wheels once again there. 2nd and 2. Shotgun formation for the Penn commit, Aiden Sayin. Norwood to his right, 3 wide receivers lined up to his right as well, 1 to his left. Ball spotted on that left hash mark. Sayin, 3-step drop. Pressure comes, has to get rid of it, dumps it down, and it's caught by Norwood, but he is taken out at the 20-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play. Tackle made by Trey Bradford for San Marcos. Had that big catch earlier in the second quarter. Picks up a big tackle there. Makes it 3rd and 3 after the loss of 1. 28-3. Score remains. 4:05 to play here in the second quarter. Clock continues to roll on. Carlsbad has yet to punt. San Marcos, though, licking their chops, looking for a stop here. Shotgun formation. Defense shows blitz to hand off to Norwood. Norwood finds a hole, gets the first down, and he's finally tripped up, loses the football. Was he down, and who has possession? Norwood regains possession of the fumble out just shy of the 30-yard line. 8-yard run for Maslow Norwood moves the sticks here for Carlsbad. 1st and 10 from the 29 for the Lancers. Of course, Carlsbad won the Avocado League last year. San Marcos went 1-5. Their only league win was against El Camino. They won that one 13-12, went on to lose to Grossmont 34-20 on November 8th in the San Diego Section Division I first round. Sayin has a wide receiver up the middle out of the shotgun. It's caught out near the 40. Taken down at the 50. Josh Davis on the reception. They're saying it was officially taken down at the 49-yard line on the tackle. Was Ty Clark, the 5'10 junior for San Marcos. 3 minutes to go here. Second quarter, 28-3. Carlsbad leads. San Marcos was able to get a 3rd and 3 situation. Carlsbad had an 8-yard run by Maslow Norwood to move the sticks rather, and right there, another first down, towing the 50-yard line. 4 spread out evenly on both sides of Sayin. 3-step drop off the snap. Looks deep downfield, has a receiver, and it's caught by Josh Davis out near the 5. Oh, they're saying he was down at the 10. I disagree. I think he was down closer to the 6. but nonetheless, a 39-yard catch by Josh Davis. Man-on-man defense, but when you're guarding a speedster like Davis, if you lose a step, he blows right by you, and right there, great heads-up play by Aiden Sayin to recognize the vertical, find his receiver in stride, and hit him for a big gain on the play. 28-3 score remains. It's first and goal from the 10 for Carlsbad. I formation, handed off to Norwood. Norwood runs left, finds a seam, and cuts up down to the 5. But they're going to spot him at the 6. So a 4-yard run from Maslow Norwood. Under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday evening. A full moon is out, illuminating the field a little bit, but of course the big stadium lights here in the North County School of San Marcos, providing us with more than enough to see. 1:40 to play here. Clock continues to tick on. Carlsbad taking their sweet old time. In the I formation, one receiver to the right, Norwood in the backfield. Flag is thrown. It's a pass to Josh Davis in the end zone, goes through his fingertips. And we will check that flag on second and goal from the 6. They let the play go. So it could have been a free play as it might have been a penalty on the defense. But typically on these and goal plays, if it's on the offense, they'll let it go and just blow it dead after the fact. So we're getting the call here from the headline judge, and it is holding on the offense. Carlsbad picks up their first offensive flag here tonight. They have 4 on defense, and that should move the ball back to the 11-yard line. Second and goal from the 11 for Carlsbad now. Shotgun formation for Sayin. Norwood to his left, 4 wide receivers on both sides. Sayin has a guy in the end zone, and it was just thrown out of reach. Michael Ryan, 5'10 senior, was the intended wide receiver, was going for the back post. Sayin, though, a tad out in front of him. Third and goal from the 11 now for Carlsbad. 1:23 to play here. Second quarter, 28-3, Lancers lead. Kickoff time was back at 7:11. 55 degrees and sunny. Now it's completely dark. Now near 50 degrees with a slight breeze out of the northwest. In between the mountains here in North County, San Diego. All right, third and goal from the 11. Shotgun formation, 4 receiver set. Ball in the middle of the hashes. Sayin barking out orders. Takes the snap, looks right. Fires, it's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Carlsbad. Tyler Nolte gets his first touchdown of the season. 34-3, Carlsbad leads here pending the extra point. $1:17 to play, second quarter. Aaron Harris in to kick the extra point. Julian Sayin, the younger of the Sayin brothers, is the holder. Snap is down, kick is up, and it's through. 35-3. All Carlsbad all the time in this one. They've scored on all of their possessions. Folks, want to take this opportunity to thank Epic Wings and Things. Epic Wings and Things has the tastiest wings in town. When you're in the mood for wings, there's only one place to go. Epic Wings and Things, the best wings in town, and a proud sponsor of the CIF San Diego section. Both special teams come out. San Marcos ready to receive the kickoff. 1:17 to play here, second quarter. 35-3, Carlsbad leads. Trey Bradford, Michael McDarris back out to receive. Aaron Harris, the kicker here for Carlsbad. Hand is up. 3-step drop is good, and here comes the kick. This one sails all the way back towards the end zone where it drops for a touchback. So from the 20-yard line, San Marcos has possession, down 35-3, 1:17 to go. And folks, remember, Carlsbad gets the second half kickoff. San Marcos elected to receive the opening, and it ended up going okay. They went up 3-0 on a field goal, but since then, they've had to punt on the ensuing 4 possessions as they watch Carlsbad find the end zone on their ensuing 5 possessions. 35-3 score is. San Marcos jogs back out onto the field. Front 7, Carlsbad has been giving this offensive line in San Marcos all they can handle here in the first half. Carter Schultz has not had a lot of time to react as that blitz has had him running around the backfield. 5 wide set, ball in the middle of the hashes, and a false start to begin this drive here for the San Marcos Knights. First offensive flag we've seen tonight for the Knights. Moves that ball back. It'll be 1st and 15. First and 15 from the 15. 1:16 to play here. Second quarter. Carlsbad leads 35-3. 5 wide set once again for Carter Schultz. 3 to his left, 2 to his right. Snap. Schultz looks up the middle. Floats one up, and it's caught on the far side out near the 40 and able to get out of bounds. That was Caden Von O, the star running back, on the big gain, about 30 yards, 25 yards on the play. And for Von O, Schultz basically said, we're down by so much we can't run it right now. I'm still going to find a way to get you the rock. Schultz, 5 wide set, looks up the middle again. This one was intended for Von O, but well over his head, incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 40 here for the Knights. Of course, Caden Von O has really been the story for San Marcos in their first 2 games. Out of the backfield, had 41 carries for 255 yards in their first 2 games. Only 4 carries tonight. 5 wide set. Schultz looks forward, decides to keep it himself, and slides out across the 30, or rather the 42-yard line. Got hit as he slid, but it was not a late hit because he was still in the act of sliding. Makes a 3rd and 8 here, under a minute to play. Second quarter, rather. 35-3. Carlsbad leads. They get the ball after the half as well. With 38 seconds to go, Schultz lines up, 5 wide set. Blitz comes. Schultz whips one deep downfield into no man's land. It was intended for Trey Bradford, but it was about, 15 yards out ahead of him, incomplete. 4th and 8 now, and we'll see with 30 seconds left if Coach Stank decides to send out the punting unit and hope his defense can hold. But right now it looks like Carter Schultz and the offense are staying out there. And they will. So pistol formation for Schultz in the offense. 4 wide receivers, 2 spread out to his right and to his left. 4th and 8. Schultz gets a block, cuts up the middle, but he's sacked for a loss of 2 and a turnover on downs. 23 seconds to go here in the first half. A turnover on downs by San Marcos gives Carlsbad back the football. We'll see if they decide to run a play or just kneel things out, because the Lancers do indeed get the football back after the half. Up 35-3 currently. Stop and play gives us an opportunity to thank the San Diego County School Boards Association. The SDCSBA is the official sponsor of the Battle of the Fans initiative, encouraging positive fan behavior at all CIF competitions. The San Diego County School Boards Association, providing leadership for an educational community. 23.3 on the clock here. First half, 35-3. And I believe we'll see a kneel for Carlsbad and Aiden Sand. He's out there under center, Norwood out behind him. And he kneels, and that's how the half will end. 35-3. Carlsbad leads. They scored on all of their possessions here in the first half. San Marcos had some light on their first drive. They got a field goal, but since then they have been stifled. And the front 7 for Carlsbad has forced Carter Schultz into some pretty tough situations. And Aiden Sand and the Lancers head into the locker room with the 35-3 lead. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to get you ready for the second half of action. I'll get you some stats from the first half as well. You're listening to Prep Insider CIF San Diego section football game of the week, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Back in 10 minutes, Carlsbad leads San Marcos 35-3. Back here at San Marcos High School, Excalibur Field, almost said Excelsior Field. That would have been pretty darn cool. I love that name, Excalibur. Goes very well with the Knights mascot, but currently it is all Carlsbad Lancers, 35-3, about 4 minutes to go here until the second half of play. Jonathan Rifkin back on the call with you. We'll take one more break in a couple of moments, but I want to talk about the standout performance of that first half. Yes, Aiden Sayin is a fantastic quarterback, but how about Josh Davis, the star wide receiver, only a junior for Carlsbad, by far the fastest guy out there, 2 30-plus yard catches, one that was 50-plus yards. He is getting space in man coverage, and the continuity that he has with his quarterback, Aiden Sayin, is saying a lot. Ha, ha, ha. Really impressed with what I've seen with Carlsbad wide receiver Josh Davis out there. And on the other side for San Marcos, Carter Schultz, he's been put into a tough spot. If you watched the Super Bowl, you'll remember that Todd Bowles' defensive game plan to stop Pat Mahomes was to expose the flaws on the Kansas City offensive line. And it worked perfectly. If you remember, Pat Mahomes, he did everything right. He just couldn't get a second to breathe in the Super Bowl. That is exactly what is going on here tonight with Carter Schultz. He is sticking in the pocket as long as he can. He's making the right reads, but the game plan defensively for Carlsbad and Ed Premer, the defensive coordinator, is we are going to expose the holes on your offensive line and make life very, very difficult for you. And that is exactly what has happened with star quarterback here for San Marcos, Carter Schultz. And also, they've completely taken Caden Von Noe, the electric running back, out of the game for San Marcos. His biggest play was a reception for 27 yards. He only has 3 carries, 1 for a loss, 2 for a gain. That was on the opening drive when San Marcos scored their only points of the game, up 3-0 at the time. But 4 punts and a 3-and-out turnover on downs, rather. And that's been the first half for San Marcos. On the other side, Carlsbad has scored on every single one of their possessions, up 35-3. Before we step away for a quick 30-second timeout, we want to thank the Marines. Our nation's battles are not fought on the sidelines. They are won by Marines. Earning the title Marine will instill a sense of accomplishment within you greater than most will ever know. To learn more about the opportunities available in the Marines Corps, go to www.marines.com. To those of you who fight and win battles every day on and off the playing field, show the Marines your fighting spirit and take what's inside to the next level. That's www.marines.com. Sombrero Mexican Food also serves delicious, authentic Mexican food at 18 locations using fresh, top-quality ingredients and cooking from scratch. Sombrero has become a great San Diego County dining tradition. We're going to step aside for a 30-second timeout. When we come back, the second half here from San Marcos, Carlsbad leads at halftime, 35-3. Back here at San Marcos High School, 2 minutes away from the second half kicking off. We'll keep it here, though, through the rest of the action. Folks, want to remind you to please help the San Diego section Thank all of our local sponsors, the U.S. Awards, the official award patch provider, the San Diego Padres, the Kokoski brothers, the official souvenir distributing partner, E-team sponsor, Crossover, Jimny Kids Inc., Ball Flower Signature Style Jewelry, Jostens, Advanced Exercise Equipment, the San Diego County School Boards Association, Epic Wings and Things, Tom Vollen Wider Photography, and Sombrero Mexican Food. A big thank you to all of you for supporting San Diego Section Athletics. And of course, folks, share photos on social media by tagging at CIF San Diego Section on Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, or share on Facebook. Of course, you can do the same. Tag San Diego Prep Insider as well. The first official broadcast as the official audio partners of the San Diego Section here at San Marcos. And it has been all Carlsbad up 35-3. Scored on every offensive possession thus far tonight. Does San Marcos have anything left in the tank here in the second half to build a frivolous comeback? They have the talent to do it, but the biggest thing that they have to provide in the second half is time for Carter Schultz in the pocket. If you don't give your quarterback time to make his reads, go through his progressions, and throw that football, you're in bad shape. And Carter Schultz, again, I mentioned in the halftime conversation a couple of moments ago that he looks a lot like Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, getting run around. The defensive line is exposing the soft flaws of the offensive line and forcing him to bad spots. We'll see, though, if Schultz gets some more protection up front here in the second half and perhaps can cut into this deficit a little bit. The fans are ready to go. 45 seconds to go until the second half kickoff. San Marcos will kick this thing away to Carlsbad and try to get their first stop on defense here today. Carlsbad offensively has been electric. Aiden Sand has only one incompletion. Josh Davis has emerged as his star wide receiver in the running of Maslow Norwood. The 5'9" senior out of the backfield reminds me of a young Tavon Austin. Think about Tavon Austin back in his West Virginia days in college, how electric he was. That's what I'm seeing out of Maslow Norwood tonight out of the backfield. All right, ready to go. San Marcos in their dark blue uniforms, silver numbers and letters on the front and back. Blue helmets, white pants. Carlsbad, white dominant jerseys, purple numbers and letters on the front and back, purple helmets, and gray pants on the game reset. 12 minutes up on the clock here in the third quarter, and the special teams units are ready to go for the second half of action. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Here we go. On the kickoff is Aaron Harris. That's the kicker for Carlsbad. It's Evan Vanderhey for San Marcos. It's a short kick taken at the 30, dropped at the 31, and that's where Carlsbad will get possession here to open the second half. We've seen a handful of seam routes up the middle to Josh Davis in this one so far. Aiden Sand has connected with him a handful of times. Between him and Norwood, the back seven, the secondary we'll call him, which is really more politically correct in football than the back seven. The secondary has had their hands full for San Marcos. All right, under center, single back formation, stack wide receiver set to the right. It's a jet sweep to Matthew Moore from right to left. Moore tries to jump over a defender across the 45, and he is out of bounds. Chad Boozer, the 5'11" sophomore, was standing straight up at the 40, ready to greet Moore. And Moore, who's only 5'9", leaped and went over Boozer, falling out of bounds on the gain. First and 10, ball spotted at the 45-yard line. 14-yard jet sweep. This time it's a pitch back to Paolo Barak, the backup wide receiver. Throws a stiff arm as he gets out across the 40, rather the 38. Pushed out of bounds thereafter. And I believe that moves the chains, an 11-yard gain on the first carry by Paolo Barak, the 5'10" junior. Maslow Norwood taking a seat here as the second string comes in. Still Aiden Sane, the Penn commit, under center for Carlsbad. This time, In a 5-wide set, 3 to his left, 2 to his right, ball in the right hash. Sayin has a man in motion. It's Moore. This time he keeps it himself, finds a hole up the middle. Sayin cuts left, veers, gets a block out across the 15 to the 10. Touchdown, Aiden Sayin. Are you kidding me? A 42-yard quarterback keeper on the option, and the Lancers strike first here in the second half. Wow, what a play. Matthew Moore came out of the jet sweep. On the snap, it was a fake handoff. The defense bit, opened up a hole for Sayin, got a block, turned on the Jets, and was untouched all the way to the end zone for a 42-yarder. 41-3, 10:48 to go here in the third, pending the extra point. And now Aaron Harris is out there to kick this one through. He does. 42-3 the score. Carlsbad leads. Tough opening defensive opportunity here for San Marcos. There's not much you can do about that. When the defense or when the offense shows 5 wide, you expect a throw, right? Yes, there's a guy in motion, but if it's play action, you're still going to drop back into your zone. That's what they did, and Sayin made them pay on the keeper. Clock stops at 10:48. Nolan Cummings, Trey Bradford, the two Knights back to receive at the 10-yard line for San Marcos. Aaron Harris out to kick it here for the Lancers. And is up. Everybody's ready. And here comes the kick. This one's a good one. Nice spin to it as it drops into the end zone for a Knights touchback. They'll get the ball at the 20-yard line. Want to thank Mission Fed Credit Union, a proud partner of the CIF San Diego section and San Diego's largest member-owned non-for-profit full-service financial institution, exclusively serving San Diego County. Banking at Mission Fed means doing good for San Diego by putting money back into the communities of San Diego through supporting and helping hundreds of local nonprofit organizations. 80 yards to go here to the end zone for San Marcos as they start their drive, their first drive of the second half at the 20-yard line. And Carter Schultz back under center, offset I, which means there's an extra level of protection. 3 wide receivers, 1 to his left, 2 to his right. This one, though, is a handoff to the backup running back, James Burden. And Burden goes for about 3 yards on the carry, 2nd and 7. So no Caden Vano, the star running back so far. And this time they're going to bring in Colin Shea, the 5'10 senior, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday to Colin Shea. Backup running back here, now in the backfield for San Marcos. 3 wide to the left of Schultz, hands it off to Shea. Shea gets a couple of steps forward, hops out across the 25 down at the 26 for a 2-yard gain on the play. It's 3rd and 4. Cheerleaders remaining lively. Temperature continuing to drop here. Now in the low 50s. Slight breeze coming out of the northwest. Pistol formation here, 3rd and 6. Rather 3rd and 4. Schultz, quick pass up the middle. It's caught by McDarris. Out across the 30, taken down at the 33. And that's a perfectly executed slant route for the first down here for the Knights. Michael McDarris out of the slot, gets his 3rd catch here tonight. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play, 1st and 10 from that 34. Back in Knights territory, 42-3, 9:20 to play here and counting in the 3rd quarter. Remember, folks, if the lead is 35 or more, heading to the 4th, it is a running clock. Only time it stops is for injuries and timeouts. In the pistol, play action. Schultz rolls left, has a tight end open out across the 40. And Dominic Zaboyan is tripped up thereafter after a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 now for the Knights. On the tackle was Barrett Brennan, playing linebacker and tight end here tonight. Does have a touchdown as a running back as well. 8:40 and counting. Third quarter, 42-3. Knights trail, looking for some continuity offensively, building momentum. Got a first down. 2nd and 3, pistol. Schultz hands it off to Shea. Shea finds a hole, cutting up the middle. Burns a few guys, swirls up to the 40, and he's finally taken down at the 38-yard line in opponent territory. That's a 20-yard run for the birthday boy, Colin Shea. So he gives a little flex to the stands here on the near side, and the fans clapping for him as he takes a rest. Caden Vano back into the game now for San Marcos. Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers set, and a neutral zone infraction here will move the ball up 5 yards. That goes against Carlsbad's front line. First and 5 now. Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. 8 minutes and counting here, 42-3. Carlsbad leads, San Marcos driving in opponent territory. Shotgun formation, rather pistol now for Carter Schultz. 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right, and Caden Vano in the backfield. Now he lines up in the shotgun, Vano to his right. Schultz takes the snap. It's a play action up the middle, has a wide receiver, but it's batted away. Trey Bradford was the intended wide receiver. On the coverage was Matthew Moore, and Moore blocked it away. That's the first pass breakup of the day for Moore. Clock stops at 7:41 here in the third, 42-3 the score. Back in the pistol goes Schultz, 2nd and 5. Hands it off to Vano, bouncing out the right side, finds a corner, but he is wrapped up before doing any more damage than 3 yards. Great job by Andrew Hernandez, senior linebacker here for Carlsbad, to recognize the space that he had and jump onto the running back. It's 3rd and 2 now after the short gain here from Caden Vano. (42-3), 7:10 and counting, third quarter. Pistol formation. Schultz hands it off. No, he's going to keep it himself on the option. Rolls right, dives for the first down marker. Did he get there? He dove out of bounds, and we'll see where the official spot is. It looks like he got 4 yards, which would have been enough. And they're not moving the chains. No, he's short. So 4th and short here, as the officials are going to converse now. It was 3rd and 3. Ball spotted back now at the 30 with the 4th down marker illuminating on the far sideline. 6:59 is where the clock stops here in the third. 42-3. Carlsbad leads. They're on a 42-0 run. San Marcos struck first, back in the first quarter on their opening drive with a field goal. Since then, they've gone 0-for. And now the officials scratching their heads. They're literally scratching their heads, confused about the spot. I thought he got enough for the first down. I'm confused why the chain gang, which are the folks who control the down markers on the far side, and they actually messed up. The chain gang went too far forward because it showed about 4th and 4, and that just wasn't right. So now it's 4th and about 1 here. A little bit more manageable of a situation after user error by the officiating crew here at San Marcos. Ready to go, everything sorted out, 4th and 1. All spotted at the 30-yard line. And San Marcos will keep the offense out there. They're going to go for it. Coach Derek Stank says, we got nothing to lose at this point. It's a handoff to Vano into the scrum, twirls, spun down, but he gets 4 yards, and that's enough to move the chains. Caden Vano getting the job done on 4th down. He'll come off the field, and Colin Shea, the birthday boy, back out there as the running back for the Knights. 6:40 and counting here, third quarter, 42-3. San Marcos leads, or rather trails. Carlsbad leads. And Carter Schultz back in the pistol. 4 wide receivers, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. Takes the snap. Looks left. Finds Shea in the backfield. Shea loses the football, but it is incomplete. He did not have control of the ball when he went down to the ground. That sets up 2nd and 10 here. Ball at the 25. And we'll have a platoon swap here for the offense. Caden Vano comes back in. Shea takes a seat. Also coming in is Emmett Hansen. Just a sophomore. 5'9", 170 pounds, though. Will play fullback on this possession. Actually, no, Hansen came on, and then they called him off. So Hansen will not be in on this possession. 6:24 is where the clock stops. 42-3, 2nd and 10. High snap. Handed off. Vano able to rush his way up for about 4 yards on the play. Make it 3rd and 6 here in a moment. A very quiet drive here for San Marcos. But trying to get the job done. Towing the red zone here. 3rd and 6. High snap goes over the head of Schultz. He'll dive on it, and a big loss on the mishandled snap. We'll set up 4th and very long. And I think we'll see. No, I think they're going to go for it, actually. Ball spotted all the way back at the 33. That makes it 4th and 18, and it looks like Schultz is back out there. He is. So on 4th and 18, in opponent territory, ball at the 33, in the shotgun. Schultz takes it. Looks left, now right. A 50-50 ball to the corner, and it's incomplete. Out near the 10-yard line, out in man coverage. He was looking for Michael McDarris. But good coverage by Carlsbad forces another turnover on downs. That's the 2nd time the Knights have turned over on downs here tonight. Score remains 42-3 with 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. San Marcos was driving. They started all the way back on the 20. They got it up to the 33-yard line in opponent territory, and that's where the drive stopped. Carlsbad clamped down defensively, forced a couple of offensive miscues, and they get the ball back with 5:03 remaining in the 3rd. On the snap, it's the backup, Julian Sain, the freshman, keeping it himself, tiptoes the sideline. At the 30, he's finally pushed out. A 37-yard quarterback keeper for the freshman, Julian Sain, the 6'1 freshman, the backup to his brother, Aiden Sain. And he immediately runs off the field. That was impressive from the freshman. Just his 3rd snap of the season here in game number 2. And the ball's on the 25-yard line in opponent territory. I don't think anybody was ready for that one, especially the broadcaster, whoever that guy is. 42-3, 4:49 is where the clock stopped. Julian Sain back into the game. Shotgun, 4 wide receivers set, split out on both sides of him. Norwood to his left. On the move is Paolo Barak. And Barak hustles his way up on the jet sweep to the 16-yard line. Michael McDarris on the tackle. It's a gain of 9, 2nd and 1 from the 16 here. The line to gain is the 15. 4:30 and counting, 3rd quarter, 42-3 the score. Carlsbad continuing to lead and drive here late in the 3rd quarter. And Julian Sain, emblematic of his brother here. His brother, of course, headed to Penn. And Julian Sain, just a freshman here on the varsity squad. 2nd and 1. On the move Once again, this one is a handoff to Norwood. Norwood cuts left, slashes right up the middle towards the 10. He's twirled down, but he gets enough for the first down and some change. 6-yard run for Maslow Norwood. Moves the sticks here. We 1st and 10 from the 11. Deep in Knights territory for the Lancers offense. Clock continuing to roll on here. 3:45 to go. Third quarter, 42-3 score remains. The young freshman Julian Sayin under center. Has 3 wide receivers to his left. Ball spotted on the right hash mark. Norwood to his right. Takes a snap. Looks right. Looks for Norwood into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancers. Maslow Norwood on the halfback screen. Turns, catches, touchdown. 48-3 Lancers lead pending the extra point. And Julian Sayin executed a perfect drive. And only a freshman makes you wonder what the future looks like. But you know it's bright for Carlsbad at the quarterback position. Out to kick the extra point is Aaron Harris. Hold is good. Kick is through. 49-3. 3:26 to go here in the third quarter. Carlsbad has scored on all 7 of their drives so far here tonight. And it gives us an opportunity to pay the bills. Scorebook Live is the official digital content partner of the CIF and your destination for following all of your favorite teams and players. Head to scorebooklive.com for scores, live play-by-play, and more. Also, Aventis Health. Aventis Health congratulates all CIF student-athletes, their schools, and supporting communities for their achievements. Your strength inspires us to do more than practice medicine. You inspire us to transform lives. Aventis Health, the official healthcare partner of the CIF. Together, inspired. Aaron Harris out here to kick the kickoff. Michael McDarris. Nolan Cummings back to receive here for San Marcos. 3:26 to play. Third quarter, high kick. McDarris fields at the 2. Rather, that's Cummings at the 2. Veers right across the 20 at the 25. Picks up a block, and he's finally pushed out near the 30. The official spot, though, pending. It might have been just short. But a nice return there by Nolan Cummings, the young sophomore. And they're saying he was officially pushed out at the 26. So a 26-yard return for Nolan Cummings. Decent field position here for the Knights offensively. With 3:17 to play here in the third, they trail by 46. And unless they score 11 points here in the next 3:17, we will have a running clock for that fourth quarter. Emmett Hansen, third string running back, coming out along with Carter Schultz. First stringer, he bobbles the snap, dives on it, and loses about 4 yards on the bobbled snap. It'll be 2nd and 14 here. Ball at the 24-yard line. That is a tough one. We've seen a couple of bobbled snaps here tonight. A couple long ones over Schultz's head as well. It's a cold night out there. And when it gets cold, the air density changes and, you know, your muscles tighten up. Makes it a lot harder to corral tough snaps. And right there, Carter Schultz bounced off his fingertips to the ground, had to dive on it. 2nd and 14. Schultz in the shotgun. Play action up the middle, finds McDarris cutting towards the 25, down at the 27-yard line. Back at the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10 on the 4-yard gain by Michael McDarris, who has been the favorite target tonight for Carter Schultz so far. 2:15 and counting, third quarter, 49-3. Carlsbad continues to lead here. Carter Schultz calling the plays to his offense. Emmett Hansen, 5'9" sophomore running back, lined up to his left. 4 wide receivers, equally spread out. Schultz, snap, looks up the middle, finds McDarris out across the 35. He's taken down at the 37. He fumbles the football and is taken away by Tyler Nolte and Carlsbad. That is the first turnover of the day. not on downs on either side. McDarris had an 8-yard reception, fell to the ground, fumbled the football. Nolte recovered. Carlsbad has the ball in a really good field position at the 38-yard line in Knights territory. $1:50 to play here, third quarter. 49-3 score remains. Carlsbad in possession. Julian Sane, the freshman who had a big run and a touchdown pass on the previous possession, back under center, shotgun formation. Norwood to his left, the screen pass to the far side, goes through the fingertips of Steele Guttridge, 5'10 senior, getting his first look tonight. Incomplete. Sets up 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line here for the Lancer offense. Carlsbad coming as advertised. Four big recruits on this roster, all of them with big plays, but really here in garbage time, the quarterback play of the freshman Julian Sane has been really impressive. Out of the single back formation, he pitches it to Ryan Schmidt, the backup running back, who runs it up for a yard on the play, make it 3rd and 9. Ryan Schmidt's first carry of the season, 5'10 senior. 1:20 to play here, third quarter, 49-3. Ball spotted out at the 36.5 yard line, but I know when you're spotting balls, you obviously go towards the ladder. So this one is 3rd and 8 from the 37. Shotgun formation, 4 spread out evenly on both sides of Julian Sane. Takes the snap, looks left. Now up the middle, has a receiver, but incomplete. It was intended for James Ryan, the 5'11 junior. He had it in his hands, but as he went to the ground and dove on it, it popped out incomplete, 4th and 8. James Ryan would have been the first reception of the season for the senior wide receiver. Clock stops at 54 seconds to go, and the Lancers keep the offense out there. They might pooch punt it. That is a thing in high school football where the quarterback, when they're in opponent territory, just kicks it out of bounds deep in opponent territory. But here it looks like Julian Sane, as the blitz is shown, will be under center. Flags fly, though, on the snap. I think we'll see a false start on the offense. We will. So from 4th and 9 to 4th and 14. Rather 4th and 8 to 4th and 13 for the Lancer offense. Ball back at the 41-yard line on the 5-yard penalty. Clock still stopped at 54.9 seconds here in the third quarter, 49-3. Carlsbad leads. On 4th down and 13, the offense stays out there. Julian Sane in the shotgun. One running back to his left, 4 wide receivers on both sides evenly. A duo apiece. Takes the snap. 3-step drop, looks left. Avoids a sack, curls left. Stays behind the line of scrimmage, throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Good defense by Michael McDarris. That one intended for James Ryan, and that's a turnover on downs. On the 8th possession, Carlsbad finally does not find their way into the end zone, and San Marcos gets a stop, 49-3, 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And the San Marcos offense jogs back out there after a stop on defense, their first defensive stop here tonight. And that was after the Michael McDarris fumble, so the fumble does not turn into Lancer points. And to the tune of Journey and the most overplayed middle school dance song, San Marcos offense comes back out. Shotgun formation here for Carter Schultz. 4 wide receivers Two to his left, two to his right. Ball in the middle of the field at the 41. He hands it off here to Colin Shea, the birthday boy, and Shea goes to his left. Taken down at the 45, gains 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. I want to remind you all that we'll be back tomorrow on the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section stream for a basketball doubleheader. Oceanside hosts Mission Hills. And what will be a fun battle. The girls at 5:30, the guys at 7. I'll be on the call for both of those 10 minutes before tip. 10 seconds to go here, third quarter. And Connor Pesarnikar, the backup quarterback, comes into the game, but he'll just watch the clock run out here in the third quarter. 49-3. Carlsbad leads at the end of 3. We will have a running clock for the fourth quarter. And we'll see if Connor Pesarnikar, the 6'1 junior who played on JV last season, so getting his first varsity stops, see what he's made of here in a couple of moments as the field turns over. But it gives us an opportunity to thank E-Team Sports, the official CIF crowdfunding partner. E-Team sponsor provides schools with an innovative fundraising platform to engage your entire community via many modes of communication, including social media and email. Help support any and all of your programs you have at your school. Also, make sure to download the CIF Sports 365 mobile app for Apple and Android to connect with all of your favorite teams with access to schedules, roster scores, statistics, and more. Never miss a moment with CIF Sports 365. 12 minutes on the clock. It will run for everything but injuries and timeouts. 49-3, Carlsbad leads. Ball is on the 41-yard line in Knights territory. San Marcos in possession. Offensively, Connor Pesarnikar out there, the backup quarterback, relieving Carter Schultz on this drive. He's in the pistol. 3 wide receivers to his right. Hands this one off. No, it's a play action. Looking up the middle. Passes incomplete. Out near the 50. Pass was intended for Isaac Hernandez, the 5'10 junior, incomplete. Makes it 3rd and about 6 here for the Knights offense, trailing 49-3. Shotgun formation for Pesarnikar. 3 wide receivers to his right, running back to his left. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, finds a hole up the middle, crosses the 50. Finally is wrapped up. No whistles blown, and now he's taken down at the 46-yard line in opponent territory. That's an 8-yard run, and it moves the sticks for a first down. Connor Pesarnikar gets his first down as a varsity quarterback on the 8-yard quarterback keeper. Moves the chains. Clock, again, continues to roll. I'll update you about every minute about the timing. 49-3, the score remains. In the shotgun, Pesarnikar gets a neutral zone infraction on the defense. It was a fake snap count. He said hike. Nobody on the offense moved, and 3 of the defensive linemen moved. That's a 5-yard penalty on the neutral zone infraction. And the crowd is into it. They're going to take whatever they can get at this point. It's all about building momentum and continuity as we move forward in the season here. San Marcos is on the road for the next 2 games at El Camino and at Torrey Pines. Carlsbad is Oceanside next week before finishing the season against La Costa Canyon. On the snap, Pesarnikar finds a wide receiver up the middle. It's Warren Wu, the 5'3 junior, makes the catch right at the line to gain. Is it enough, though? Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line, right at the line to gain. And I don't know if they're going to call the chain gang out. I believe it might be enough for a first down. We're waiting for the official call, though. Clock continuing to run at 10 minutes now. It is a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line in Lanther territory. Pesarnikar in the shotgun. Rolls left on the play action. Dumps it up front to his tight end. And that goes for about 3 yards. Dominic Zaboyan on the reception. Sets up 2nd and 7 here for the Knights. Running clock. Last year I called a football game. at Santa Ana High School in Orange County. It was Orange High School versus Irvine High School. Orange was up 56-0 at halftime. They ran the clock the entire second half. On the snap, it's a handoff from left to right. On the move is Pasarnikar. And rather, that's Warren Wu again on the carry. Goes for about 15 yards on the play. He's taken down out across the 20. That's where the ball is spotted here. 9 minutes to play in the game. 49-3. Here in the fourth quarter, Pasarnikar in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers set, split out evenly on both sides of him. Fake the snap count. Now calls an audible to his entire offense. Takes the snap, hands it off. Wu up the middle. And the 5'9" sophomore able to get a handful of yards down at the 18-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, sets up 2nd and 4. Both teams using the second string on offense and on defense. We saw a touchdown pass from Julian Sayin, the freshman quarterback for Carlsbad, earlier in the game. And here, his counterpart for San Marcos, Connor Pasarnikar, the junior quarterback backup, getting some valuable minutes as well. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Pasarnikar takes the snap, decides to keep it, gets a hole, rolls right, bounces out, gets a really nice block, and he's finally taken down at the 7-yard line. 12-yard quarterback keeper for Pasarnikar. Sets up a 1st and goal situation here for San Marcos. Their first of the game. They were at the 8-yard line when the drive stalled on the opening drive of the game. They went with a field goal. And here an opportunity to get in the end zone. Pasarnikar in the pistol. Hands it off to Wu. Wu bounces left, spins. He's just short of the goal line. The extra push is he in, he is. Touchdown San Marcos. And the crowd goes wild as the Knights find the end zone finally. 5 minutes into the fourth and final quarter. And the Knights score their first touchdown of the evening. Pending the extra point, it's 49-9. Clock continues to roll at 6:45 to go here in the ball game. Evan Vanderhey out to kick the extra point. The holder is Trey Bradford. Snap is good. Hold is down. No, it's bobbled. The hold is bobbled, and we will not have an extra point as Evan Vanderhey had to dive on top of it to limit the damage. In or no good. 49-9. Score remains here. 6:20 and counting, fourth quarter. Carlsbad remains in the lead, but how about Connor Pasarnikar? After the turnover on downs, gets the ball back and leads a drive to a touchdown for San Marcos. Can't complain about that if you're Coach Stank from your second string quarterback. Gives us an opportunity. We have 3 more live reads, folks. Nike is the official footwear, apparel, and uniform sponsor of the CIF. Nike's is proud to support the student athletes of the CIF. Life is a sport. Make it count. Evan Vanderhey ready to kick this one off. He has not kicked off the football tonight except for to begin the second half when Carlsbad received. And Vanderhey kicks a knuckleballer out to the 10 where it's recovered here for Carlsbad. And a big hit down near the 25-yard line. The returnman for Carlsbad was Ryan Schmidt, senior. Down at the 26-yard line. Good for 16 yards on the return for the Lancers. They'll retain offense here as the clock continues to roll now. Under 4:50 to play in the ball game. And on his third drive of the game, we'll see what Julian Sayin, freshman quarterback phenom, has in the tank. He'll take over when his brother Aiden Sayin heads to Penn in the fall. I guess he goes in June, but we'll see him on the football field in the fall. Of course, this year the Ivy Leagues made the decision to not have any sports. So he'll be under center for that Penn football team when they are back on the field for 2021. On the snap, it's a handoff and a big loss on the play. And now some pushing and shoving in the scrum. The running back was Ryan Schmidt for Carlsbad. Loss of 1 on the play. And the officials quickly get into the scrum and break things up. 4 minutes to play here in the game. 49-9 score remains. Carlsbad with a 2nd and 11 above the 25-yard line in their own territory. I want to remind you once again, we'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow to finish off a very busy week here on the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section airwaves. We'll be at Oceanside High School for a doubleheader in basketball. Boys and girls, they host Mission Hills, 5:30 and 7 o'clock respectively. Broadcast starts 10 minutes prior to both tips. Hope you can join us for that one. 3:20 to go. I formation, Sayin under center. Schmidt in the backfield, hands it off, and actually this is Anthony Forelli, 6-foot junior, getting his first carry, goes for 3 yards, sets up 3rd and 9. 3 minutes left to go here in the ball game. 49-9 the score. Third and 9. I formation for Sayin once again. Anthony Forelli in the backfield. 3 wide receivers, 1 to his right, 2 to his left. Sayin hands it off to Forelli. Cuts right, now left. And he's met at the 35-yard line by a pair of San Marcos blue jerseys. Gain of 7 on the play. Check that, make it 8. So that makes it 4th and 1. And we'll see if Coach McNeil decides to punt this one away. And no sign of the special teams unit with 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. The offense stays out there for 4th and 1 on their own 35-yard line. I formation for Sayin. Hands it off. And a great jump by the defense sends him all the way back for a big loss and a turnover on downs. Anthony Forelli had nowhere to go. And San Marcos gets back-to-back turnover on downs on the last 2 Carlsbad possessions. With 1:35 to go, they'll be back on offense. But remember, the clock keeps running, so they may not snap the football here until a minute to go. We may only see 1 snap the rest of the way. 49-9. 120 and counting here. Carlsbad in the lead. And here comes the offense finally jogging back out there. $1:10 to go. Connor Pisarnikar back out there in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers spread out evenly. A running back to his right. Takes the snap. 3-step drop. Looks to his left. Has a guy up the middle, and it's incomplete. Under a minute to play here in the game. 2nd and 10. $40 seconds to go. Offense taking their time. We'll see if they get off one more play here before the game ends. In the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Pisarnikar takes the snap. Blitz comes, steps up, looks into the end zone, has a receiver. Incomplete. Very close, and flying in there to break that up was Carlsbad's Blake Dastick. And that's perhaps the last play of the game with 10 seconds to go. Both teams will look to their sidelines with 5 seconds to go. The game will end. The final here in the battle for North County, 49-9. Carlsbad leads. They go to 2-0 on the season. They head to Oceanside next week for another big Avocado League battle. On the other side, San Marcos drops to 2-1. They'll head to El Camino for their first road game of the season. Thank you so much for joining us here on a Friday night. Carlsbad 49, San Marcos 9 for everybody who made this broadcast possible. Special thanks to all of our friends here at San Marcos and Carlsbad for setting us up. Joe Hines and the phenomenal San Diego section office. My partner in crime, Christian Pedersen, and the San Diego Prep Insider crew. My name is Jonathan Rifkin signing off. Join us tomorrow, Oceanside Mission Hills basketball doubleheader at 5:30 for your weekend special. If not, have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Stick around on social media. On Monday, we'll release our broadcasting schedule for next week. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. As we head to the end of March football season in full swing, it has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, 49-9, the final here from San Marcos. Carlsbad wins it. Back tomorrow for more here from the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section broadcast. You have been listening to the football game of the day.